Hey everybody, Mayor KP Westmoreland here, and today we're sitting down at our program called At the Table that we put out there once a month. And this afternoon we're sitting here with our brand new city manager, Mr. Brad Brown. How you doing, Brad?
Good to see you, Mayor.
Man, I'm excited about where we are right now. It's been a long time coming. I wanted to have the new council in place and have them weighing in on who we interviewed for the city manager position. So there's been a lot of discussion and a lot of somewhat heated talk at some point in time, at certain times, over our city manager situation here in Bethany. But we have gotten to this point. The council voted to hire you. And could you just explain to the people what made you interested about applying for this position and kind of what you've seen through that process?
Sure. You know, I'm absolutely excited to be here. I'm from Bethany. I went to Bethany High School growing up. I've lived in Bethany at several points in my life. And I even graduated. One of my degrees is from Southern Nazarene University. So I have a lot of ties back here. A lot of my family members have served in the community in different roles, as teachers and lawyers and builders. And so I have a lot of ties back in the city. So I really, honestly got excited about what I saw happening in Bethany around the first part of this year when you were looking for a city manager. And I saw the things that were happening on 23rd Street, on 39th Street, and in different areas of the city. And I took a really good look at that point at your comprehensive plan, and it really excited me. I think that we can do a lot of positive things going forward, and I got excited about that, and I started having some serious discussions with my wife about putting in for this position, and we came to a decision together to do that, and went through the process, and here we are today.
Well, we're excited you did, and we're excited that your wife allowed you to do it because it is definitely a team effort.
It is. Yes.
What have you because I know that as a mayor, I have a vision, and as a council, we try to bring all of our ideas together and move the city forward. As a brand new city manager, you're stepping in here. Actually, today is your first day on the job. What are your thoughts going into this role that you're going to be looking at first and trying to tackle or just trying to accomplish over the next 90 days, let's say?
Sure. So there's no doubt there's going to be some challenges and a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to dive into that work. I think like you said, this is my first couple of hours here in this position, and over the next week or two, I'll be prioritizing. A city manager, the city can have hundreds of projects, so we have to really prioritize what we're going to do to move the city forward. We've got and have visited with many of them. We've got such a great group of employees here at Bethany, and I think that we focus on coming together with the council, and we all move in one direction to move this city forward. And I just feel extremely optimistic about that.
Yeah, that's key, because a lot of times when you don't see eye to eye, or I have an idea or something and somebody else does, you're banging heads a lot of times.
Sure. But
it takes everybody coming together and at times agreeing to disagree, because at the end of the day, it's about what's best for the citizens of the city of Bethany, and how do we move that thing forward. And obviously we know we need to generate more sales tax. We need to be open and inviting to businesses and to development and things of that nature. So, trying to move the city forward in that manner. I mean, you don't come with city manager experience, as they say, and the council unanimously voted you. And so, what is it, in your opinion, that would have caused the council to do that you bring to the table for the city of Bethany?
Well, during the process, we had a couple of interviews with the council, so I had a little bit of time to talk with them, and we were very, very open and honest. I think we had some very open and honest discussions, and I think I do have, although I haven't been a city manager, I have a lot of municipal government experience. I spent 25 years with the Oklahoma City Police Department, retired from there, and worked in various areas of the city doing different things during that time, and I've also served in a position of teaching at a university, and I've served as a chief of police at a university. So I have a wide, diverse background. I come from a family of builders and developers, so I understand that. I understand what builders and developers are looking for. So I think I have a good, good working relationships with those builders and developers that are wanting to do things in the city. I think it's, and I've heard you say it, it's important that we project an image that the city of Bethany is open for business.
Right.
And we are open for business.
Absolutely. Having grown up here, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
What do you see that's different from back in those days versus what's going on right now? And does that frighten you? Does it excite you? What is your perspective? Because I know what I've experienced as a kid growing up versus what we have going on now.
Sure.
And times change, obviously, but and people want things to be better and they want things to change until you start changing some things. And so, what do you see difference between back then and now, and some of the changes that we're going to have to face and going to have to make?
Well, I think you look around. Bethany, like I said, is my hometown. So I did see a little bit of different Bethany. And when I drive around this city, I have memories around every corner in every part of this city. I've lived in a couple of different wards. I went to school in one of the wards of this city. So I have a lot of memories of seeing things, all the way from childhood to now. And we see a lot of areas of decline that need to be addressed, and especially in our infrastructure. And we have got to develop a plan to address some of that. And I think, we look at, water was a big issue, especially over the summer. That's something that I'm going to be looking at. And I think, again, it's getting in and prioritizing all those different projects. There's a lot of important things, and there's limited resources. Mm-hmm. And I think that's key. I think the city manager's job, if you had to boil it down to one word, is probably prioritization of resources.
Okay, I know that one of the things that I've grown familiar with and very coherent, that the fact that it's going to require partnerships to get significant things done, to improve things. And so one of the things that we've been working on are various public-private partnerships. We've looked at different partnerships with the PC school system and the city, and how can we help them and how can they help us. And I think if we can create more win-win situations, that everybody benefits that way. And just from the outside looking in, what public-private partnerships do you see that could be nurtured, and what could those do for the future of our city?
Well, I think you touched on a good one with the schools. I think there's a lot of different partnerships, and when I was in the municipal government of Oklahoma City, we partnered with a lot of different agencies. Mm-hmm. The Youth Leadership Exchange and some different things to Neighborhood Alliance to address, and those are private, public agencies, or not agencies, but businesses. So I'm used to interfacing with a lot of different places, and I do see us doing that a lot going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that every council has a different type of personality.
Sure.
When I was elected, there was a certain council, and then after a couple of years, there's a new election, and some of those people didn't run again, and new people, won elections, and so you have a different dynamic that, as a mayor, you kind of have to figure out, what
Sure.
the new team, what it kind of flows like, and how do you work with each individual council member, because we all have different personalities and
Sure.
different ideas and things like that. As the city manager, you're kind of in a position to help the council kind of come together, as well as help the staff come together, so that the two are working as one unit with one voice, like you've said. How do you kind of see your role in that, and how do you see that you're going to do to be successful in that?
Yeah, good question. So one thing I think you have to back up and look at. I think that we need diverse opinions. It makes our city, makes anything stronger when if we all had the same opinion, we wouldn't be able to make the decisions that we make. So those differences of opinion and that we see, it's important to have those.
Right.
And I think my one big goal is to improve communication. And that's in communication between the council and staff and my office. I think that will address a lot of issues as we move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're really excited about you joining the team and what our future looks like. You know, we've been pushing for quite a while, and it's all seems to be kind of coming together. And you know, with this new council, with you on board, we have a new city attorney, Claudia Connor.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of things happening in the city of Bethany. We have different developments. We've got properties that have not been out of certain families' control, that they've decided this is, for whatever reason, this is the time to sell, that we've got opportunities for different developments now in different parts of the city. We've got the public-private partnerships. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm glad you're a part of it, and you're going to help us be even more successful, kind of filling that role as the city manager.
Yeah, this is just an exciting time.
Yeah.
I think there's a good plan. If people haven't reviewed the comprehensive plan, it's important to do that.
They did a great job on that.
But I'm really excited to be here, and I think we've got some really good things ahead of us.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of the
Thank you
team.
for having me.
We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Mr. Brad Brown, Bethany's new city manager. You guys have a blessed day.